Hmm. Ah, ah, ah! I don't know if I want to share this on Facebook because my family's on there. Fuck it. Okay, phone. Okay, this guy's good. So one more. Here's a little messy. Better than. Hmm. I like this beat. Okay, now I just gotta roll me a piff, and then we start. He? It's legal. Is it illegal? Suck my dick. Suck my dick. Dog kick booted. Pew. Ah. I always wonder when it gets booted if it's because I put the Palestine flag in there. He. Boom. Don't fuck with me. Yeah, so it's gonna be the first time because I want to do some comedy, right? So I guess I should work on my comedy before I hit the stage. So this is one way to do it. Fucking cocksucker. You cocksucker. It's an old phone. I'm gonna get another phone, I think. Ah, no, I should take that off. I just realized. I'm still gonna put the Palestine flag. Fuck you. Can't stop me. Get this shit on the road. So I guess I'm just gonna jump into it. So I'm on one of these dating sites, right? And this one is like a fetish site. So all my life, whenever I fucked a girl raw, I always pulled out. Even if I sensed something, even if I was not sure, I always pulled out, because I don't want to get any girl pregnant. And the last girl I dated, at some point, she was on birth control, and she's like, I'm on birth control, so she wanted me to bust inside. And anytime a girl tells you that, it's kind of like, can I trust this person, or do they really want? Because girls have this weird fetish; they want you to bust inside, and I'm like, I'm always confused because I'm like, do you want to get pregnant? There's 3 times it booted me because I put the Palestine flag in there. I guess this time I won't. About anything you want to do, bro, bad shit could happen. Like, let's say you're like, oh, I hope nothing happens when I'm doing this or when I'm doing that. Shit can happen. You just have to take a deep breath, not get angry, and move forward. I'm talking to myself. Because a lot of times, I feel like this music, I'm gonna put my other playlist. All right, yeah. Okay, let me get a refill. Be right back. Yeah, so going back to the whole breeding thing, right? So I was talking to this girl on the dating site, and she's like 21, 22, right? She already has a kid, and I'm talking to her, and she's like, breed me. I'm like, what? What is that? I'm like looking this shit up. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? She's like, this bitch wants to get pregnant. So I'm like, do you want a kid? She's like, yes. And I'm, like the whole thing about having a kid, you're like, yo, you better make sure she's the right woman because you're gonna be stuck with this bitch for 18 years, right? Or whatever the span of time that you're together working this out for this kid, right? So you better be sure. And this girl doesn't even fucking know me, and right away she's like, breed me, and I'm like, yo, am I gonna? If I'm gonna get you pregnant, I'm gonna move you in because I want to be involved in the kid's life, right? I'm not a dad, a shitty dad, like anyway, I don't want to bash nobody. I'm not a shitty dad. I want to be involved, right? I don't want to just like just fuck random girls, get them pregnant, and then not give a shit about the kid because then the kid's gonna grow up and he's gonna fucking hate his dad. What do you think? You think he's gonna be a fan of his dad? He's gonna hate his dad. Anyway, this is supposed to be a comedy show. Sorry. It's true, my notes are in here. So, yo, the whole breeding thing, I was like, yo, I can't trust this fucking bitch with my kid. I don't know what the hell. What's her intentions? Is she gonna sell my kid on the fucking black market? I don't know. And you don't want to have a kid with a woman you barely know, I guess. I would want to live with the bitch, but anyway, that's not the point. And another thing, I'm talking to this other chick. Lately, most of the girls I've talked to, they're all saying they want E&M relationship, ethical non-monogamous relationship, which is when I hear ethical non-monogamous, and you look it up and it says, it's a person that's fucking everybody, but these are partners. So instead of having one partner, this person can have 5 partners, and the whole thing is it's like the partners know about each other, so it's not cheating. And this is fucking horseshit, bro. You're a whore. You're a whore, okay? You just want to fuck everything that moves. You're like, one dick is not enough. I want 5 dicks on a Rolodex. You know what I mean? On rotation. And then she wants you to be one of them. She wants you to be one of them. Yo. It's like when you're fucking a girl that's promiscuous, I guess is the word. You can't ask her how many partners are you sleeping with right now, because she will laugh in your face flat out. And you hear the song, Many Man. It's like they're like bragging about it, like as if any guy that is talking to a girl, it's one thing if he knows she's going, like, she's sleeping around, whatever, and it's your turn. But it's another thing when she's like bragging and bodacious about sleeping with she wants to see you Friday night coming up, right? But she just boned a guy yesterday. she wants you to be okay with that. How does that shit work, bro? Guys can't do that kind of shit unless you're like Chris Breezy or some dude that you know that's got a presence in social media or something where women are throwing themselves at you. But this shit is like. Now, if I always try to put myself in the other shoes, right? Now, if I was tomorrow, I become famous, I would want to have one wife that is down every now and then to invite another woman over. That's all. I don't want to just fuck everything that moves. Or have your wife that's down with the program, bro. Oh, okay, so yeah. There's Facebook dating, right? There's Facebook dating things. And I posted my thing. And then I'm getting a lot of likes and then a lot of messages from these women. But these women are like, they're escorts. And the worst part, some of them are in France. And then she's like, oh, I'm in France. And you're like, okay, so why would I even fucking talk to you, bitch? And then another bitch is like 2 hours away. That's not the point. They're asking you to pay for a reservation to get this hooker, right? Which I find hilarious. Which man in his logical mind is gonna pay a reservation for these virtual escorts, which I bet you is a fucking scam. You know what I mean? Because no man in his right mind, he can just call a hooker and she doesn't ask for no fucking reservation fees, okay? The hooker shows up and you pay the whore at the door. So, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with these girls, let alone OnlyFans. OnlyFans, I really find stupid because guys are paying to watch these girls. All you gotta do is just go watch porn. Like I would say, why would you waste your money on waste? I guess it's the Indian came out. Why would you waste your money? Why would you waste your money on some bitch that has OnlyFans? If anything, if I had a hot girlfriend, I would start an OnlyFans just to make some money. Why not? So yeah, no one's gonna pay a whore in advance. Okay, that's stupid. Escorts on Facebook. Yeah, exactly. So many escorts on Facebook. Okay, I wrote that down already. Oh, I got another joke. What's the biggest way to prevent suicides, or I would say, excuse me, self-deletes and grapes per year? It would be medical escorts covered by our Medicare, and they would be checked every week. Mandatory. Like in Amsterdam, everything is legal, including the escorts, and they have a union, I think. Which they should. Like it's a crazy job being an escort, bro. You don't know what you're walking into. What's up, Jackson? I'm just shooting some shit here. I got some notes, and I thought it was funny, so I'm just talking my shit. What happened here? Okay, so I talked about that already. Oh, here's another. So girls on these dating sites, especially like the fetish ones, Facebook, come back. Facebook is acting weird. Oh yeah, so girls like everything from the rape fantasy other than the rape. It's like, choke me, slack me, do all this, do what you want me, treat me like shit, but don't rape me. You know what I mean? It's so stupid. They literally want like a psycho. They want a guy that's funny, nice, and crazy. And that I'm the good crazy. There's the other crazy. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong. If someone fucks with my shit, I'm the crazy alley, the bad guy will come out. Throws away everything for yeah, exactly. Uh, so my mom is always cooking like random dishes I don't know, and she wants me to come get the food. And when I get the food, before I even get home, I'm getting a phone call. Did you try it? I'm like, yo, I didn't even get a chance. And then she's like, I'm like, what is this? You know, I don't even know what the fuck this is. She's like, it's shubaluku. You don't remember shubaluku? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. You know, my mom's always making like random shit. I got like 5 things I can cook that's really good, and I stick to that because I'm a simple man. Um, oh, and when I was a kid, so when I was a kid, my mom didn't know what weed was, right? She just knew it was called pot. So, and by the way, my mom doesn't know, or like now, obviously she's cool, but back in the day, she didn't know. So she thought this was like cocaine or something. She thought weed was cocaine because her brother, her source of information to the world outside was her brother, and she told her brother that my son smoked weed, and he's like, oh, they're drug addicts, kick them out, kick them out. So next thing you know, I was getting kicked out a lot. Anyway, long story short, so whenever what we used to do is in the summertime, obviously we're smoking outside. Wintertime, if you're smoking a joint in minus fucking 30, you don't feel shit. All you're doing is freezing your ass off, right? So we were smoking in the house. So I was getting busted a lot. My mom wants to kick me out. So what I started doing was, you know those window fans? I used to put the window fan, and like let's say we're smoking in the room, everyone just smokes by the window, and it goes right out right away. And someone, while we're smoking, someone over there is smoking a cigarette and just blowing the smoke everywhere. So my mom knew we smoke weed, but she comes in, she doesn't smell it no more. So she's like, and then she closed the door. But it used to be like let's say because obviously I was young, so I didn't have a job. So sometimes I didn't have money, and we were smoking weed, and she's like, who brought the pot in the house? You should write. I should write that part. Yeah, so I'm like just working out the jokes, right? So I don't just go up and say stupid shit. At least need to like refine this stuff. Okay, so yeah, I got another joke for you. The Harvey Weinstein joke. Okay, so I guess I shouldn't just be saying it's a joke, but anyway, Harvey Weinstein. So the women that say, "Oh, he made me suck his dick," he didn't make you suck his dick. He told you, "You want to be in my movie, you gotta suck my dick." That's what it was. He didn't make suck my dick. He didn't put fucking like tie you up and make you suck his dick. He just told you it was a proposition. He's like, you want to be in my movie? You knew that he's a famous director, and you knew that if you work for him, you will be a famous actress. So you can't suck his dick and come out 10 years later and say he made you suck his dick, and now you're a victim. And you're that's stupid. You can't do that. A regular woman, she didn't like it, she would not do it. And if she did feel bad about it, it would be a month in or a couple of days later, and she would like it would be in the news that something happened. You don't come 10 years later. Just like Bill Cosby, these women are accusing that he did so and so 30 years ago. 30 years ago, bro. A lot of this is like smoke and mirrors, I think. It's distraction. Literally, it is. There's a lot of fucking distraction. It's like, look over here while we do something over here. So, point being is, men have been using their power from the beginning of time. Any man that has been in a position where if he wants to manipulate the company he has just to hire only women and fuck all the women, those guys have been doing that for the longest fucking time. If I'm a single man, which I am, and if tomorrow I open a company, I'm gonna try to hire all women because I want to fuck all of them. But I'm not gonna be like, hey, you want the job? You gotta suck my dick. That you can't do that. Unless you're Harvey Weinstein. uh, like, oh, he made me suck his dick. No, he did it. Women always play the fucking victim. And that's what I hate. I have two sisters, by the way, and I have an amazing mother. People think I bash women all the time, including my sister. But I'm saying I just don't like how always women bash men. Even if she did something wrong, she will never admit. I'm not talking about my sister. I'm talking about women in general. Not all women, a certain percentage, big percentage. They will never say they did anything wrong. Let's say the man was an asshole, but she will never say anything about herself. Most women will never reflect on themselves. They will always put everything on the man. And that's what I hate, bro. Because it's like the man has enough shit to fucking deal with. And even if he's doing everything right, the woman will still find a way to blame him on something. Like when I had one of my ex-girlfriends living with me, it was like she was looking for reasons to fucking start fights. And I was like, yo, this bitch is nuts. Like something is up. You know what I mean? And it made me realize, one, the bitch is crazy. That's number one. But the thing about crazy bitches is the sex will be phenomenal. It's outside the bed that you got to deal with the crazy shit. But in the bedroom, it's amazing. Anyway, I realized two things. One, I was not giving her enough dick because obviously, if she's fucking starting fights left and right, I've never had makeup sex. So whenever I see people having makeup sex, I love that idea because in that moment when I'm so fucking angry, the last thing I want to do is have sex with you. You know what I mean? I would have to really like override my mind. Unless she came over, let's say which obviously it was her fault. She was starting all these fucking fights, being jealous about other women that are not even in existence. As far as I'm live streaming, and if a girl enjoys the show, it says, "Hey, nice show" or whatever. Oh, why don't you go fuck her? Like that kind of shit. Like crazy jealousy, bro. And you know, like I would tell any man, if you have a girlfriend, bro, make sure to give her that D. Because if you don't, problems will start happening. Women just don't know how to deal with their shit, and they're just crazy. And they don't know what the fuck they want. That's number one. They don't know what the fuck they want. I went from Harvey Weinstein to there. Yeah, so give your girl the D, bro. Even if you guys are angry, I guess you just gotta like find a way and do that shit. Oh, perfect. This is good. So, God forbid when someone passes away, right? God forbid. Why is it that already after all the taxes we pay, right? You pay taxes, you pay all this, you pay your retirement fund, all that fucking shit. And by the way, they raised the age for retirement because they're hoping you die before. So why is it, God forbid, when someone passes away, that the funeral is gonna cost like $20,000-$30,000? I'm just throwing out numbers. I have no idea. But it's roughly I've heard shit about a casket costing 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. Okay, if you get what's the term when they like burn you and they make you ash, just putting you in the urn is $7,000. That's what I've heard. So my question to anyone that's listening, especially men, right? Hopefully they know what I'm going to talk about. Making a casket, right, is just fucking wood. Okay? It's wood with some other shit. That's all. But the baseline, it's wood. You need a carpenter. You just need to, like, if I'm 70 or 80, whatever, God willing, I'm gonna hire a carpenter. I'm like, yeah, make me this, make me a fucking casket. And I'm sure it's not gonna cost $10,000. So, and another thing, Mr. Donald Trump, one of the ways he doesn't pay taxes is he buried one of his ex-wives in the backyard of one of his properties. And since he did that, he doesn't have to pay property tax or land tax or anything ever again on that property. Look at that shit. So it's conspiracy comedy, I guess. I never liked Donald Trump. Everyone's like, oh, I like Donald Trump in the beginning. He's I guess he's the best snake oil salesman we've got, as far as uh, everyone likes him because he's honest, but he's a fucking he's full of shit, just like all of them. He has charisma, I guess. That's what it is. That's the word. He has charisma. But they're all bullshitters to begin with. And the next guy is gonna be another one. They're all trained liars, bro. Now, come on. And the only reason why you're not hearing about Epstein anymore because Trump was in all like so many parties with Epstein. You can see pictures online of Trump and Epstein together. So, come on now. And by the way, the funeral shit is shit. I bet you they're fucking taking organs and stuff. If you look into it, it says the person has to be alive for the organ to work. But I've seen so many times where they're transporting kidneys or a heart or whatever. So clearly the person's dead. So it's another fucking thing. There's like so many things that all I can say is if we pay taxes, right, and you're paying for everything because it just covers everything, all these, all the fucking garbage man, the electricians, the hydro, all that shit. You're covering all that shit. Why is the funeral you still have to pay for that? That's my question. The government, he has his dick in your ass all the way and his foot on your face. And then when you're like, I'm gonna die, I can't breathe, and he's like, yeah, he's just gonna make sure you die. He doesn't give two fucks. There's like zero compassion, I would say. Zero compassion in the people that run the world. They don't give a fuck. And I guess they can't because they're savages. That's just what it is. They're not gonna be like, oh, let me lift my foot off your face. Let me be a little nice to you. Oh. Yeah, so some women, especially these beautiful women, their bodies is like bargaining chips financially. Like, they will bargain their body parts like sexual favors for financial stuff, which is crazy, isn't it? So let's say she doesn't like anal, right? But if you're a boyfriend, you can have all the anal you want. So just say you like anal, bitch. What is that? It's like I guess what she's trying to do is she's like, oh, if you're just gonna fuck me, you want to have access to my ass. But if you're gonna date me, then you can have all the anal you want. Like, well, that's not financial. The other ones, it's like, oh, I don't do this. Like those OnlyFans girls. OnlyFans girls is like another form of escorting. It is sex trafficking in a way because the girl is literally marketing herself as a sexual object that you can buy videos and whatever the fuck, her farts and her fucking bath water. And if you want to fuck her and you got tons of money, you think she'll say no? Why do you think girls are going to Dubai and getting pooped on, bro? For 50 grand. 50 grand, it's not that a lot. It's not that much, but 50 grand. Vic, I always like to ask people, not just women. I like to ask guy friends too. I'm like, if someone offered you 10 million or a million, would you suck a dick? He's like, I'm not gay, but $1 million? Shit, I'll suck a dick. You're gay, bro. You're gay. For 20 million, I want to suck a dick. For 100 million. Because you know why? If you do something that is gonna, what's the word I'm looking for? It's gonna affect your morals and your fuck, I'm looking for the word. Morals, principles. There, it's written right there. Morals and your principles, right? If you do something that you don't want to do, obviously, but you're doing it for a certain amount of money, guess what? You're going to need a whole bunch of therapy. Your money is going to be spent in therapy, and you're going to end up fucking hooked on heroin or something because you did something that's going to traumatize you or fuck with you for the rest of your life. So listen to Ali. Don't do it, please. Women, like they've been doing selling their bodies for money for the longest time. It's when a man does it, it affects your manhood, bro. You're not a man anymore. I would say you're a bi man. Okay, I don't hate on bisexual men, if anything, or gay, guys that are gay. Do whatever you want to do. You want to suck a dick, get a dick in your ass, no problem. As long as you don't push it on the kids. That's all I gotta say. Uh, and going back to Bill Cosby, 30 years ago, right? They were saying that he gave them quaaludes. So if you look into quaaludes, it's kind of like ecstasy now, or Molly, right? Now, I have taken a fair amount to say. And in the beginning, to be honest to God truth, I felt kind of gay. I don't know what it was, but it was there. The first time I took it, I was like, I didn't know what was going on. But I grew into myself. And speaking of myself, before I started taking, I don't want to promote this shit, but I'm saying before I started taking that stuff, uh, ecstasy, I was so shy of being on camera. I didn't want to show my face. I used to wear a mask, okay, like a fucking monkey mask or whatever. I was that shy. After I took that shit, here we are, 10 years later. So I would say if I would say try everything in your life, not everything. Don't go there. Don't even try this because that shit could like ruin your life too. Even this, anything that is overdone could ruin you, or like that shit is mad addictive. So I would recommend you don't try that. But it's gonna happen once in your life. You're gonna be at a party or something. It's gonna come up. I would just say be ready, and you need to, if you're gonna try it, you need to be around your close that got your back, because it's like you're on a roller coaster and you don't know where the fuck you're going. It's like you're you, but you're not you, but you're you. You know what I mean? It's like a best way to describe it. It's like a free you, because me whenever I go outside because of the MJ, right, Mary Jane, it makes me mad paranoid. So I'm very antisocial, even though I'm on live right now. But when I take that shit, social butterfly, talking to everybody, hello, how are you, talking to the girls, it's like it just takes everything away. That's why I loved it so much. And they made the sex. Ooh. But yeah, I guess this is something you want to do once every 5 months, I would say. Eh? With your girl, you know what I mean? It's the best, I would say. Even now we're like talking too much about drugs. This is the Ali show. I'm just gonna talk my shit. And people like me, like me. People don't, they don't. It's simple. You can't please everybody, bro. And if you try to appease everyone, you're not gonna be yourself anymore. That's why I don't do that shit. I'm just myself. Everything's gonna filter itself out. The people that don't like me are gonna go their way, and the people that like me are gonna stick around. That's what it is. You just keep on doing your thing, Ali, and everybody else. Like Patrice O'Neill said, he said, whenever you're doing a comedy show or whatever, it's gonna be half of the room like petrified or whatever, and the half of the room they love it. That's what it is. You can't make everyone happy. And you don't want to do that because you're not going to be yourself anymore. This is why most of these artists, they're not themselves, because they have these corporations backing them, telling them how to dress, how to talk, what to say, what to like, what to buy, what to promote. So that it's like you don't have an opinion anymore. You don't have a life. That's like, I want to be there, but I see what the kind of shit they have to deal with. They don't have any private life, anything that they do could be on the news the next day. So it's a different kind of life. Ah, okay. So let me throw this out there. Let me look this up actually. How many? This is like a. Okay. 20%. Okay, so I was gonna say this. Okay, uh, I would say a lot of the gay men, not most of them, or not all of them, but a lot of them were touched as a child, and that's why they are where they are today. So I just looked it up, and it says multiple studies show that gay and bisexual men report higher rates of childhood sexual abuse compared to heterosexual men, but estimates the specific number varies significantly by the study group. The research consistently finds that sexual abuse does not cause a person to be gay. They're gonna say that. I swear that's BS. 2001 study of men who have had sex with men found out that about 20% had experienced childhood sexual abuse. 20%, huh? Okay, look at this. 1997 study reported that 35.5% of homosexual and bisexual men in HIV risk factor study reported being sexually abused as children. Boom! When I made a video about this, people wanted to fight me, bro. I'm just like you. I'm on your side. I'm on your fucking side, bro. I'm just trying to point out that this is the reason why a lot of men end up that way, because some shit happened to them, and then they went on a adventure to find themselves, because now something's fucked up has happened and they're not themselves anymore. People wanted to fight me, bro. Yo, I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. Like, yo, what the fuck? Stupid. And like, the man in me was like, yo, tell him to meet somewhere and fuck him up. But what's that gonna do? What's that gonna do? Fighting doesn't resolve anything. If anything, it makes it worse, bro. So do your best to not, like, road rage is crazy now. People are like very on edge, I would say, on the road. Especially if you're in a place where guns are legal. So here's another joke. People, I guess I should just do it in a different voice. People are so stupid. Just because someone in a lab coat said the male G spot is in his ass, women out here try to rape and finger my ass aggressively. Even when I specifically said, I don't like that shit, bitch. She said she wanted to tie me down. I said no, but later asked what she was gonna do, and guess what? She wanted my ass. Now, the girl wanted to tie me down. Obviously, I said no. But I asked her, I'm like, yo, what were your plans? And she wanted to rape my ass, Sammy. This girl named Sammy G. I'm tagging you. Now, obviously, if I did that, it would have been really bad. And I would have been in a whole different place. But if I did that to a woman, I would be a criminal, wouldn't I? And I asked her, I'm like, yo, why do women try so hard to a guy's ass. And she's like, you don't know if you don't try it. I'm like, bro, I know. I'm like, I'm 40. I'm in my 40s. I know if I don't like that shit. You don't think a girl's tried that shit already? I was like, whatever. I don't care who's watching. I was I was performing missionary on a girl. Okay, her hands grabbed my ass. Already, I did not like that shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, don't worry. Oh no, she didn't say that anything. No, sorry, she didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Then her hand started wandering, and she started going there. And then I was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And she's like, "Don't worry, you're gonna like it." I'm like, I'm going limp. Please stop. Let me. I'm gonna be right back. Let me get a drink. I'm like talking fucking crazy shit. Oh my god. Mmm. I made a spilly. So my joke was, I guess women are trying to finger men, trying to get back at them for pushing anal on them, right? Because you know. Do I need to say more? Um, oh, that's good on the back. Like if I had a girlfriend, bro, right now, obviously I want to fuck the shit out of her. But I'd be like, baby, please massage my back. Maybe I'm a hard worker, but massage my back. Yeah. So yeah. Like me, I don't like that shit. But on a girl, woo! It's like it's a good thing to have on the menu. That's all I can say. It's my. So I have a. I'm engaged. Okay, I have a wife in France. Okay, so yeah, here's another one. So every time there's a bombing or something happens, right? The news always knows who did it, but they never find the guy. So how do you know who did it? So it's like they call, they're like, "Hey, did you do the bombing?" Yes, I did it. Okay, thank you, bye. They never want to know anything else. They just want to know who did it. You did it? Okay, thank you. uh, oh, here's another one. Uh, so Western girls, they talk dirty, right? Like, put it in my ass, spit in my face, whatever. Indian girls, they talk clean. I will clean your dishes. I will take care of you. I will cook you food. That shit is gold. I think that's gold, bro. That is gold. In India, like girls don't know dirty talk, bro. Like I love the idea of having an innocent wife. Like she doesn't know anything, but I would love her to know everything I want to in the bedroom. I want her to be innocent outside and a freak inside. That's what I want. Who is what's my wife's name? Her name is Eloise. Eloise. I'm gonna tell you the next. Because it's like when you're looking for a partner, right? Everyone would say, "Oh, personality, blah blah blah." But it's like if I'm talking to the girl and we're talking about is dirty stuff, right? And it's like 1,000. To me, that's a fucking gold sign. She hasn't asked me anything about what I like, and I haven't asked her anything either. But I know as far as in the bedroom factor, that shit is 120% on point. So I'm like, I'll marry you, bitch. Which man? Okay, no. Let me ask you guys a question. Which man wouldn't want a wife that is down to do everything for him? A submissive woman. Because like women get mad. Oh, you want a submissive? It's not like I'm gonna treat her like shit, bro. A submissive woman, as like far as she looks at you as the leader in the relationship, you're the fucking man. You're the leader, bro, in the relationship. A woman doesn't run the fucking show. The man does. Happy wife, happy life. To respectfully is bullshit, bro. Because if your wife is happy, you're gonna be fucking miserable as shit. It's about the man being happy. Your happiness is number one, and her concern should be your happiness too. It's not about being selfish. It's about being like the right thing, how it's supposed to work in a fucking relationship. Obviously, you treat her with love and respect. You care about her and everything. You know, you don't treat her like shit. I don't know how people. Which the funny thing about the whole fetish thing, when you look into these girls, they want a guy to treat them like shit. They literally want a guy to use them for their body and treat them like shit. And I'm just like, obviously that's not me. I'm too affectionate of a person to treat a woman like crap. But I'm what's the word? Postulated? What word am I looking for? I'm just like mind blown at the factor that they say on the one side they say men are shit, men treat them like shit, but then the other side they want the man to treat them like it. They want the man to treat them like an object. Look into the fetish sites. These girls want to be tortured, bro. She wants pain. Some of them have the degradation fantasy. They want to be like, hey, you stupid whore, you know what I mean? Like this is like, like, you know, I would go dirty to a certain point, but that shit is like, you know, really, but that makes you think about what that girl went through as a whatever she experienced in her childhood or whatever, because that's definitely what that is. A lot of these fetishes that people are into is stuff that they've suffered as a child or whatever, and now they like it. Even if it's if you are made to do something you don't like enough times, and I mean enough times, you will start liking it, even if poop is involved. Let me write that down. Saudi Arabia. Okay, let me write that down. I need to. What I'm gonna do is this live for any streamer. I'm gonna have to like dissect this live and capture those little clips of me saying all this shit because I'm not gonna remember all this stuff. I'm just fucking flowing. That's what it is. Thank you, God. Yeah, I don't even remember what the fuck I just said earlier. 2 minutes ago. You know, people are like, oh, you have a fucking a goldfish brain. It's not I have a goldfish brain. I have so much shit fucking flowing through my mind. I don't remember what the fuck I just said. You fucking piece of shit. You know, people talk so much shit. They don't do half the shit I fucking do. And people just call me crazy. Instead of saying, wow, or hey, wow, you can do that, or you can do live, you know, it's not easy shit right here. Being on fucking camera, speaking your mind and being open, bro. It takes a certain kind of fucking thing to do it. And that's what I've been doing. Like the saying goes, it's called the 10,000 hour rule. So anything you want to do or you want to get good at, you have to put 10,000 hours in. And when you're, let's say when you're 5,000 hours in, you're going to have breakthroughs. You're going to learn things. You're going to be like, hey, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. Wow, look at this. Look at that. You're going to keep on learning and you're always going to keep on growing. That's what it is. So every time you do it, you're going to get better and better. And you're going to learn things, you know. Why is this shit so... Okay, I guess I put the volume down. That's why. Yeah. Some random crazy Russian bitch told me this. That I didn't fuck. She was too anorexic, bro. It's like the difference between me and other men, I don't want to bash nobody, but married men specifically, or guys that are taken, they will fuck any hole. The woman, fat, old, skinny, doesn't matter. They just need a hole, something to empty in. Okay? Me, I have certain principles. If the girl is too large or too skinny, I'm not in. You know what I mean? That's just how I roll. Principles. But then again, when you take certain shit, then it's like principles go out the window. Like, oh, here's another joke. I guess I just need to write this down. I have principles, right? But if it's 3 in the morning and I'm horny as fuck and a random fat bitch just magically appears in my house, I'm not gonna say no. And she's free, obviously. I'm not gonna pay for that shit. Hey, we're on a roll, Ale. Okay, what did I just fucking say? Shit! You see? Oh yeah, if a random fat bitch... okay, there you go. I have principles on who I fuck. Ay, okay. Principles. Not too fat and not too skinny. What time would be a good for the premise of the joke? Instead of saying 3 a.m., I'm not even awake at 3 a.m., bro. By 9 p.m., I'm going to bed. So this joke wouldn't apply to me 3 a.m. unless I'm on some. But if it's 12 a.m. or 1 a.m., if it's 1 a.m. and a fat bitch. And when I say bitch, it's with affection, okay? I don't say bitch with like, the only time I say, I call a woman bitch with anger is when I'm angry. But most of the time when I say bitch, it's as a joke. And when Lil Wayne says bitch in every fucking song, it's fine. But when Ali says it, hey, oh, you can't say that. Shut the fuck up. People are so full of shit, fuck. That's the punchline. Yeah, that's gold. Gold, Ale. It is gold. I don't like this. This is my Munir voice. Munir, how are you? Habibi, how are you, Habibi? Alhamdulillah. Give back, Habibi. Okay, that's the Munir voice. Oh, okay, no, that's there. Ah, okay. So when I was a kid, a lot of things happened. But one of the things that happened. So my brother, just one day, I think I'm like 5 or like 6 or 7, I don't know. My brother one day, he's like, yeah, ha ha ha, you're adopted. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you're adopted. I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, yeah, mom said you're adopted. And he's like laughing, ha ha, you're adopted. And I start crying, and I'm like, I go to see my mom. Like, you would. I'm like, Mom, Hyder says I'm adopted. Is it true? She's like, yeah, you're adopted. My mom said yes. And then I start crying, and I'm like, and everyone's like, ah. And then later on, I talk to my mom, and I'm like now, I'm like, why would you? She's like, oh, it was a joke. She's like, you look just like your dad. Why would you think you're adopted? I'm like, I'm fucking 5. You think I'm thinking, hey, I look just like my dad. I wouldn't be adopted. You think I have the foresight or the knowledge to think like that when I'm fucking 5? That I'm like, hey, you know what? Maybe it's not true. I look just like my dad. You wouldn't even be thinking that far. Your mind is not that developed yet to even think like that. So that's the kind of shit, some of the humor that I had as a experience as a child. My mom telling me I was adopted, which was the best, was with my brother. Ha ha, you're adopted. Bro, that shit destroyed me. Like, till this day, I'm kind of mad at my mom. Like, how is that shit funny? By the way, speaking of the adopted, this reminds me. This is not a joke. Why is it that you see commercials, or the process of adopting a dog is so easy, right? $500, sign some papers, whatever. But adopting an orphan is so much more complicated. But if you're two gay guys that want to adopt a child, right away. And guess what happened? You don't even want me to get into the details, but just put it together in your mind. Two gay guys adopt 2 kids, and something bad happens to the kids because of the 2 gay guys. Hey? But if I want to adopt a child, I'm going to have to go through a lot of paperwork and stuff. Or if I have a girlfriend or a wife and we want to adopt. I'm just saying. So, point being is, yes, I want you to adopt and save the dogs that are in the fucking the dogs that are gonna get euthanized. Because I knew a guy that, when I told him, I'm like, yo, you want a dog? Why don't you adopt a dog? He's like, I don't want people's garbage. His name was Amir. That's why I get the voice. I don't want garbage. I don't want garbage. I come from Egypt. I will order dog from Egypt. So he ordered a specific breed from Egypt, from his country, to be fucking delivered to Montreal. This guy, Amir. Okay. Meanwhile, there's tons of dogs that were really good dogs that would like to be adopted, and they're gonna be who knows what. And people specifically want pit bulls because they're intimidating and they're known to be violent. The worst people that own dogs are the ones that let the fucking dog go. You know what I mean? Like, I understand you want your dog to be free. Get a fucking backyard, get a house with a backyard and a fence, and let your dog fucking run free all you want. When he's outside, fucking tie him up, because he's gonna attack a baby or a woman or who knows what, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I didn't know, he was a good boy. Never did that. But the thing I wanted to really talk about is, I would say, adopt kids, bro. Because kids need to be taken care of. Any child that is in an orphanage that feels that his parents don't want him is someone that needs to be saved, bro. And if you're like a person like me that has a heart, please do it for me. Adopt a dog and adopt a child. Adopt a child and get a dog, I would say. But save the children, because you don't know how much things that they are experiencing. I'm not going to talk about all the details over here, but if anyone with a fucking brain knows what I'm talking about, that a lot of stuff goes on, and a lot of like, how do you get into this shit? There's a lot of bad things happen to kids. They're in the orphanage. That's all I can say. So I would just say, save the kids as much as you can, bro. If you're a person that cares about life, and you think you have a purpose in life, like I do, I would say adopt kids, because obviously I want my own. I want my own too. I want to have my own kids, but I want to adopt because I feel like that's my purpose. You know, I would never. My mom told me, no, when I was a kid, like when I was 5 or whatever, around that same time, There was a time where something happened. I did something bad. And my mom was really mad at me, and I thought she didn't love me, and I took a knife, and I was gonna kill myself, and I heard something say, "Don't do it. You're gonna be somebody. You're gonna be somebody someday." So, point being is, that was me at 5. In one time, and my mom, I thought my mom didn't love me. So imagine a kid in an orphanage, let alone they already have that their parents don't give a fuck about them, and they're like their whole mindset is like, oh, what am I gonna do? Why don't my parents love me? And then you have these predators that are around there, because predators get jobs around the young ones. Huh? Come on, have a brain. Fucking think about it. What do you think? Teachers, football coaches, all that shit, especially the fucking orphanages, because there's no supervision. Come on, man. Have a fucking brain. So yeah, save the children. Okay, this phone's gonna die. Facebook's gonna die. Everybody, say hello to Facebook. Phone sex, phone sex, phone sex. You feel my Wi-Fi? I feel your Wi-Fi. I feel your Wi-Fi. How much battery you got here? I'm just gonna use you to fix my hair till the phone dies. You know, it's crazy, bro. Like, people out here fucking adopting monkeys and shit. Get a fucking baby. Yeah, a monkey looks cool, but you know what's better? A baby. Because it's gonna be, you know what's the purpose of life? I guess when I break it down like this, it's kind of being selfish. But the purpose of life is to have children. You teach them the lessons you've learned in life, and then when you're too old and you can't walk, they're gonna take care of you till your last days. God forbid. You know what I mean? That's the purpose of fucking life. Because when you're not gonna have kids right now, right? You're like, oh, I don't like kids, whatever. But when you're 60, 70, and you're all alone and you don't have no kids, no one gives a shit about you. You're gonna die all alone in your apartment. That's my biggest fear. It's just to die alone. No kids. Nothing. Even though I have a YouTube channel, whatever, the videos, who gives a shit about that? It's like I have no legacy. I didn't leave anything behind, right? I would love to have a kid just so I could teach him all the things I learned. So when I go, he has something. He had and oh, another thing. The purpose of life is to have a house already paid for. So when your child comes into this world, he's not gonna have to be dependent to work and become a slave to the fucking the slave system and pay taxes and all this shit. But now buying a house is like this shit is crazy. I'm not so educated. I never finished high school. That doesn't even mean shit, because the richest people in the world, or there is tons of rich people in the world. The richest people in the world that didn't finish fucking high school. It doesn't mean shit. Richard Branson, fucking Bill Gates, to name a few. So it doesn't mean shit. It's just a piece of paper. I don't remember. I don't remember where the fuck I was. It's crazy, right? So it just comes and it goes. I don't even know where I started. I need to pee. I'll be right back. God, that's the purpose of life. That's what I love. Buying a house. Yeah, so I was talking about the housing market. I remembered. The housing market. What's the battery over here? Oh, this is definitely gonna die. Okay, it's at 1%. That's crazy. Everybody say bye to Facebook, okay? Bye, Facebook. Bye. Okay, so I was talking about the housing market. So what's the reason why houses are so expensive, especially in the area I live, is because all these bankers and everything, they're buying up all the property that's left, that is available, and thus all the other houses that are for sale, that they can just raise the prices. All this shit is fucking manipulated, bro. It's like, how are you free? You know what? It's a free country and free all this bullshit, right? How is it free country when you buy the land, you buy the house, okay? It's bought and paid for. Paid for. It's paid in cash, let's say. It's paid for. You own the house and land. Yet, you still have to pay property tax, land tax, and all this fucking other bullshit. Why is that, right? It, how is it land tax? I own this fucking land. Why do I have to pay land tax? It's all, you know what it is? When people run the fucking world, bro, they find all kinds of fancy words and shit to fucking get money out of you. That's what it is. If you want a tree cut out of your backyard, you can't do it. If you want to cut a tree, you own this fucking land. It's your house, your land. That tree is your tree. You can't cut that tree. You have to call the city to cut that tree. And the city is going to charge you to cut that tree. And guess what? They're going to take away that wood and they're going to sell it to other people that want that wood to burn. It's like me breaking your legs, selling you a wheelchair, and then taxing you for having that wheelchair. This is big bro. So yeah, I believe freedom is when you can do whatever the fuck you want and no one is telling you, hey, you gotta pay this, you gotta pay that, and you can't do this, you can't do that. There's no freedom if someone's telling you there's always fucking rules. How is that freedom? That's what my question is to you, the viewer. Like, my sister bought a house, beautiful house. There's neighbors. I was like, yo, I want to do a karaoke show in the backyard. She's like, you can't be too loud. I'm like, how? Obviously, I don't want to be too loud, but I'm saying, how are you free when you can't even have fun in your own backyard and have a party, scared about the neighbors calling the police? I'm getting a house, which I am. I want to be in a place where I don't have any neighbors close by, so I can do whatever the fuck. If I want to walk around back in my backyard naked, obviously I'm gonna have a fence. I can do that. Or if I want to have a fucking party in the backyard and put music, I don't have to give a fuck about neighbors. Because I hate people, bro. Not because I'm negative or anything. I hate how people are, because people just fucking hate for random fuck. If you don't like something, it's not for you. Simple. But some people will go out of their way to try to fucking break your leg or call the cops on you or something just because they don't like you. You know, that's why it's like, I don't want to do the greed and meats and all this shit, because a lot of the times I'm always like, people will always try to be nice to me, get gain my trust and all this shit, and then they do some switcheroo shit and they do some fuck shit, and I'm just like, yo, what is this fucking person about, right? I hate people like that. People that are like, when they're sober, they're one kind of person, and when they're drunk, they're a different kind of person. Me, I'm the same. As you can see, when I drink, I'm just more of me. That's all. I don't become a whole different fucking character or personality, then it's just not me anymore. That's where, it's not literally possession, but it's like, the best way I can describe it, it's like your brain and your body, right? It's like this, right? It's like connection, right? It's like a tether, let's just say. It's like connect these wires, right? But the more drunk and intoxicated you get, the less of a connection you have to your body, because you're so fucked up. This is where these spirits can come in and influence you. Because, when you have these thoughts, Ali, when you have these thoughts, a lot of the times you don't know if this is your thoughts, if it's coming from the outside, you know what I mean? You're thinking this is your thoughts. And this is where these spirits can come in and influence you. And the more intoxicated you are, the more it can happen, because obviously you're not gonna fucking remember shit the next day, clearly, because you're so fucking finished. And that's where these spirits can come in and fucking influence you. Because it's like, I'm talking conspiracies now. This is like the Hollywood stuff. You know, to talk about cloning and all these bodies and stuff. Spirits. Disembodied spirits is the word. So now, when you have passed on, right? You're a spirit. You don't have a physical body anymore. Their biggest fantasy is to experience being in the physical again. Being a person, eating food, smelling, tasting, sex, number one. So, these spirits, they want to like experience that shit. Because obviously they don't have access to that anymore. They're not in the physical realm anymore. They're in the spiritual realm, or whatever. And that's where I think all this cloning stuff is that's coming out, or that you're hearing about. That this cloning stuff has been going on since 1997. Okay, that's where they physically or whatever cloned a sheep successfully. And remember, you think it's the first time they did it and it was a complete success? No, they obviously did several experiments, and the first successful one, they published it and they told people about it. So when you watch movies like X-Men and stuff like that, it should put your mind into the mind state of what could be possible, as far as what's, you know, the military wants the biggest missiles and all that shit, but you don't think about what the kind of soldiers are having. Like, you know, I'm looking at all these UFC fighters, and I'm sure, like, I'm sure the military has some deal with these UFC fighters, and they're trying out all kinds of different compounds or things to fucking make the greatest fighter, bro, or the greatest soldier.